break with yours truly, Mr. TALIAFERRO. Recently, Young M.A. had a show, and while the rapper was on stage, someone said something disrespectful to her, and she was not for the games and the gimmicks. She wanted to make sure her team knew who this dude was.
Who said that? You said that? Yeah? I'll see you. I'll see you.
Oh shit.
I'll see you after the show. No, that's word to my mother.
Oh,
remember his face.
Oh shit.
Him right here with the glasses on and the blonde hair. He just said some disrespectful shit. I just want y'all to remember his face.
I'm guessing bruh owned up to whatever he said at first and then tried to plea out of it after he realized, yo, you really pissed Young M.A. out. I could only assume what this person said to Young M.A. I've got my thoughts. I'm pretty sure it could have been something about her sexuality. I'm pretty sure that's the line that he probably crossed. That's my guess, to make Young M.A. stop her show to give him that type of attention. First off, you're on the front row of Young M.A.'s show and you're disrespecting her. Like, I don't know if this was some type of showcase, or my guess is probably there were a few artists on the build. I don't think Young M.A.'s doing sellout shows by herself right now, so there's probably a couple artists on the build. But whatever was said, I'm sure it had to piss Young M.A. off to stop the show. Either she was in a bad mood or somebody said something really disrespectful. Bruh, I wanted that they take care of that after the show. Anywho, all due respect to Young M.A., she's really carved out a second career for herself after that big hit. Ooh! Speaking of people who got big hits right now, DaBaby and Roddy Ricch have both been killing it over the last calendar year. So obviously DaBaby had the #1 album with his self-entitled, for his dad, the Kirk album, and now Roddy Ricch finds himself atop the charts when the charts come out this week. For the fourth, it's not a consecutive week in a row because Wayne had #1 and a couple of albums have had #1 in between. But Roddy Ricch's Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial will be #1 this week again, selling 79,000 units this week. This is absolutely incredible to see this young artist do what he's doing. There's not enough people talking about this. Roddy's still selling around 80,000 units. This album has been out for what, 2 months now? Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. Roddy Ricch is going to have the #1 album again. Now he's going to get dethroned the next week because Justin Bieber dropped his album last Valentine's Day. So the following week, Justin's going to have #1. But for right now, this week, when the Billboard charts come out in a day or so, the #1 album again for the fourth non-consecutive week will be Roddy Ricch. That box record is still the #1 record. And even though Justin's going to have the #1 album next week, the box is still going to be the #1 record in the country for weeks to come. That's how much momentum this record's got. And it's literally catapulting the album. But if you listen to the project, it's more than just that box record. He's got a few of them joints on that bad boy that I love. Like, that's my favorite project over the last few months for sure. Him and DaBaby are now in the studio cooking up, and one can only assume what these two artists who are hot as a campfire gonna put together.
Champ.
Come on, man. Quit playing, man. Chocolate niggas back in style, you bitch ass. You niggas is in trouble. You see what I'm saying? Chocolate niggas going #1 now.
Yeah, I think they're gonna cook up some magic. I know we see artists in the yo all the time, and the snippets sound fire, but nothing really great ever comes out from a lot of the snippets we hear. But I do believe something great is gonna come out of Roddy and DaBaby in the studio easily, because DaBaby's super creative. DaBaby's like really creative with the music and then the music videos, and Roddy Ricch is really good at making records. You put these two minds in the studio, these young minds that have a great, and I think a lot of artists miss this. Roddy and DaBaby both have a great idea, and they know what's going on musically right now. They have a great ear for what's popping right now, and they're willing to change and adapt. Put them two dudes in the studio together, who knows what's about to come out. I'm super excited for it as a fan of music and a fan of both of them. That's crazy. Y'all let me know if y'all looking forward to Roddy Ricch and DaBaby as they have been spotted in the studio together. Roddy posted on his joint. It's a quick news break with yours truly, Mr. TALIAFERRO. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
All the kids, they tuned in.
We locked in right now,
Mr. TALIAFERRO.
TALIAFERRO. Shout out to Mr. TALIAFERRO.
You watching Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.
Mr. TALIAFERRO TV.